Hi, it's Joy, and today we're going to be watching Superman and Lois, Season 3, Episode 10, Collision Course, and everything does indeed feel like it's on a collision course. Very stressed, but also I love this show. Reminder that you can find the unedited versions of all of Season 3, 1, 2, 3 on Patreon, and let's go.
And finally, this part of it, the chemotherapy, is over. And I love you all. Especially you.
Especially, what about your kids?
Screw cancer!
Fuck cancer! So much hope and pain and fear and hope.
Your dad won't budge. I mean, he barely agreed to let Mateo visit.
Maybe
Okay,
he'll change his mind.
I'm very
if I
glad they
get a
let Mateo
confession out of
visit.
Pia.
Is Mateo going to sneak the cure to her?
Since the arrest.
It could lead to big things for us. State senator, maybe even Congress.
She's got big dreams.
Regardless, it's a chance for Smallville to get some good press.
With this stall in the Mannheim investigation,
Sarah,
there's
Sarah.
barely enough stories to fill out.
I may have something.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, and she knows.
Sorry, but I can't publish any of this.
Seriously? I think it's a pretty big deal.
I mean,
You have no proof. Even if this person was real, like, all they've done is help. Why go to all the trouble to expose them?
Don't you think that we deserve the truth?
would you rather they stopped helping?
Look, babe, I'm no journalist.
I also feel like Kyle is someone to talk about truth.
See a movie or fly somewhere?
Yeah, cool.
Anything fun you guys want to do?
Your dad's having a dad day with
No,
you.
there's a senior kegger at the old fairground. Besides, Sarah's gone.
What? Sarah texted you?
Did you listen to anything your dad just said?
Because A, we're friends, and B, you won't stop barfing out how much you're in love with her. It's not like half true. But he cancels on us all the time for Superman stuff.
It's a bit different, Jonathan.
Mateo.
The tie she gave him. It's gonna use him.
But Dad, I don't know if I could do this. Like, your mother's dying, Mateo.
And what if this kills her faster?
No.
Let me handle it, okay? I'll let him down easy.
Who wants to wrangle and tangle? Huh?
You cannot let your dad
Tonight,
down right now.
Wrestle Rumble 40 in Metropolis.
Although wrestling,
No holds
yeah.
barred.
Let's do something else,
Did you buy
Dad.
a shirt?
Yeah.
Candace was gonna come down, and we were gonna hang with her and Sarah.
Yeah, just super low key.
Okay, well, have them join.
Something else more fun real soon, I promise.
Growing up kids
Gonna
lying
have
to
to
their
get going.
parents and blowing off your
Okay,
dad.
yeah,
That's
I'm-
mean.
Tell the girls hi.
Not sure you're gonna get the results you
I
wanted
mean,
there.
you probably shouldn't really, like, last minute drop in on them and expect them to be free. Admittedly, these plans came up after the fact, but
I need to make this
these
right.
lying children.
It's not about you, Pumpkin. It's about her.
Make what right? You didn't do anything wrong.
Afraid Pia Mannheim's not long.
I wanted to give you the opportunity to set the record straight.
You're a mass murderer.
Just hear me out. The woman I know is a lot more complicated than that.
She still
She's
killed a lot of
devoted
people.
wife, a loving mother, a friend. Let me tell your story.
And we know she killed the old mayor, who was a bit corrupt and shit, but definitely not, like, a murderer. Unless I'm forgetting something. And she tried to kill Lana and John Henry. Like, that tells me she hasn't only killed fellow criminals, which still isn't okay, by the way, killing fellow criminals. But it's not even like she can use the argument of, I killed bad people. Like, she's killed innocent people too, or at least tried to. Like, yeah, I think she deserves to tell her story. And I don't think she's totally evil. But she's not this sort of... The bad really outweighs a lot of the good.
Pia, I promise.
Okay.
Get a lot of information out of her than if she does.
I know, but first we need to talk about Kyle.
Kersey,
There's a problem.
which is now your problem. I've been supportive of this relationship, but I'm not going to be tech support on how to deal with Kyle.
No, it's actually about...
She's here.
Honestly, first of all, right now, you don't need to deal with it. Like, this exact moment, what's Kyle gonna do? And if he does do something, he's means Kyle. Second, like, there are other things going on. It's Lois and Clark you should be telling more than anyone.
Maybe you should.
I'm glad they're doing all right.
I'm gonna go find Sarah.
But it wasn't my mattress.
Whose was it?
Vanessa's.
Oh, it's the
It's a long story.
bless him,
Did you
40-year-old,
ever
20-year-old,
tell them where it came from?
17-year-old.
No, because I already spent the $60.
Beer while Junior finishes the story.
Yeah, man. They have an ID here. We'll be good. Okay.
Yeah, that 50-year-old. I'm sorry, I make that man older every
Boys didn't
time.
want to hang out with you, huh? You, Clark, are fast approaching the obsolescence phase of fatherhood. Just be glad they don't hate you.
I'm sorry. I believe you did something called neglect that led to that. And it wasn't hatred either. You're lucky it wasn't. Clark's neglect, at least, is because he's saving lives. Any neglect he does. And he makes up for it with a lot of love and support otherwise. Second of all, this is the part where, like, you have this potentially awkward phase if you have kids that, like, are rebellious. I don't know. But you can go from being, like, parent-child to actually being, like, friends with your kids. And it's pretty cool. She's surely incriminated Mannheim in some crimes already.
You and Bruno killed Boss Moxie, took over Hobbs Bay, and you used Luther as your fall guy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been in the room alone with Lex Luthor? Tara, it's terrifying.
Like, yeah, he's an evil
like
man.
you're in the presence of the
You're
devil
also evil.
himself. Don't do this, Lois.
I helped put a man behind bars for a crime he didn't commit.
And
I do get, like, obviously the justice and the morals. I fully support them for having such strong morals, but I'm also like, it's Lex Luthor.
the world would be the biggest mistake of your life.
Probably a season 4 level
That's not a
mistake.
denial.
That's not it.
Then what is it?
It's because you looked annoyed that I came to talk to you and you were with him.
You barged into our conversation
You
while
were
he was
quite
telling
rude.
a story.
You shoot me away.
Oh.
Sometimes I really wish I never fell in love with you.
Well, that's great.
That makes two of us.
Like, he kind of barreled into that conversation. Is what you kind of do in that situation is you maybe hover nearby, you wait for at least the story to end, and then you say, oh, hey, Sarah. Or you go, oh, hey, Sarah. And then you stand there and you let him finish the story, and you don't keep inserting, like, what, because obviously you missed half the story.
Single mom, right?
As of recently, yes.
Let me guess. He got bored and traded you in for some young floozy? Oh, don't be embarrassed. I've got the same story.
I mean, he technically did. Chrissy, you aren't the young floozy.
Best thing that ever happened.
No. No. Oh, I thought he was gonna go and do something, but no, it's just the cop underage party. And while the governor's visiting, kids are kids.
If you get caught, this will be my second underage drinking.
You're not getting caught.
And then you should stop underage drinking.
Kill the lights so they can't see which way we went.
You're gonna hit someone. There's a reason you have lights.
I don't think so.
No?
Put the lights on Sarah, put the lights on Sarah, put the lights on Sarah, put the lights on Sarah. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, they're getting caught.
Did you see that?
We're gonna charge her with a DUI.
Yeah, I understand.
You did it,
Listen,
Sarah.
you have my word that her.
No.
Come on, Sarah. There's no way we could have just gotten out. Somebody saved us, and you know it.
He's gonna suspect
Yeah.
Sarah knows the person.
What happened?
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what he's talking about.
Describe this somebody for me.
Fuck.
Try not to let it bother you. This is what happens with teenagers. They want to be with
See,
their friends.
Chrissy needs to be phoning these two to say Kyle knows he's onto them. They can even think about bringing him into the fold, given that, like, his whole family, I mean, he's not with them, but, you know, his daughter knows, and, like, he's a firefighter, so it's not exactly like, I don't know, he might call when there's a big fire, I don't know.
Parent. I think Pia's right about Luther. The world's better off with him in prison, even if he's innocent.
I mean, he's
It's not for
not
us to decide.
innocent of other crimes.
All
I
we can
agree
do
with
is tell the
both
truth. We have to
sides.
find out what that is.
She's not gonna tell me anything.
So I don't even think he saw my face.
Okay, hey, you did the right thing. All right, whatever Junior thinks he saw, we can deal with later.
Yes.
Why do you smell like beer?
Yeah, your teenage sons went drinking.
And you also lied to my face. So you could go drink at some party.
I told you it was nothing.
It's enough to get you and John grounded.
You can't be serious right now.
You keep giving me attitude, you're gonna make it worse.
Yeah, what?
You lied to your parents about where you were going, and you underage drunk. Now, when I have kids, would like to hope I could foster some kind of environment where, like, underage drinking is heavily discouraged, but you tell me if you do it, so that I can bring you to and from, so you don't drive.
Excuse me?
I need a moment.
Is that Mayor Lang's daughter?
I'm not really sure, is it?
You must have had
Governor
some
Wexler,
difficulties.
I am so sorry.
Is everything okay?
She really is a fantastic mayor.
If they can't see that, I mean, fuck them. I wouldn't want to get involved in politics anyway.
Tell your son you have regrets. Be the example he needs. Let that be a part of your legacy. I can't. Yes, you can. Make this right with your son.
For Mateo, I
talk
believe.
after.
I mean, I know that he's dealing with his dad, but
Take these off.
I wasn't planning on driving. It's the sheriff came and everything happened
how
so
are you
fast.
planning
and I
to get
just
home?
Drove drunk? I am so disappointed in you right now.
What if something would have happened to you, Sarah? Or Junior, huh?
Dad thinks that some superhero rescued us from the crash.
Mm-hmm.
Who, Superman?
Only thing that makes any damn sense.
Why would Sarah be lying?
Why would Junior?
Is
Look,
Junior's piece of
something
shit?
happened out there, okay? I know it did.
They need to
Okay,
talk
Lana,
to
you
the
know what, you
Kents.
handle this.
Because honestly, I feel like if they bring Kyle into the fold, it would probably go smoother than him digging on his own. And I don't know, getting some weird sense of, oh, I didn't know the truth. I mean, in my own life, I keep secrets and I sleep with other people and don't tell my wife about it, but I deserve the truth.
He told me everything.
What do you mean? What do you mean, everything?
It
Yep.
works. It works. That's why I'm here.
This is, I
Dad said it
mean,
wouldn't take long for it to kick in, and then after it, you come
I don't
find
blame
the
this
place where it all
child.
started.
I don't blame the child. He is being used
A
by his
month is a little
parents and-
extreme, Clark.
Lois, he lied and he was drinking. I mean,
Okay, well, you're the one who's always busy. Look, we can't just sit around and wait for you to have free time. Especially since I haven't seen Candace in like a month.
His long distance
not how it
girlfriend is a
works.
bit more of a reason for wanting.
Before I got better.
He even dropped it.
You're gonna help me get out of here, Lois.
Isn't Pia great? Such a good person. I'm probably feeling sympathetic towards her.
Of Lois Lane. Leave a message and I'll call you back.
Murderers will always be murderers.
Is John here?
yeah, he's upstairs.
I need to talk to him.
Oh, about.
It's about Sarah.
Everything okay?
Luckily, yeah. Because of him.
Oh, of course. He thinks John has powers.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I really do wish things had been different. In another life, we would have been great friends.
If you want a murderer.
Sorry, Lois.
He can't rush off because he's dealing with Kyle. But he kind of has to.
Everything started when your family moved here, and John has been at the center of all of this.
This is so awful. Fuck.
Please tell me the truth.
Oh.
See,
No, it wasn't.
I'll explain it all to you tomorrow.
See, this is why Chrissy is utterly useless. Because literally all she had to do was tell Clark or Lois that Kyle was suspicious. They weren't going to, like, murder him. There was no need to be like, oh, we've got to be protective. Because they might have been able to talk to him sooner than, I don't know, have whatever this is happen.
She's gone.
Your parents are murderers. Just let that sink in. I know you wanted to save her life. I get that. She's a murderer. You're hugging a murderer right now. A murderer who murders people.
You did it.
We did it.
There are going to be some awful side effects from this thing. That's a murdering murderer who murderers. They both are. Murdering murderer who murderers. You know what I mean. Maybe the biggest thing in this episode, in my opinion, was Kyle finding out about Clark. I guess he's going to guess he's Superman. Now, obviously, Clark did the whole, like, you're wrong with the 2 fingers shove to protect his children, because he's probably going to assume it was just Clark. Maybe he's not going to guess Clark was Superman now. Actually, maybe he'll just think Clark is the superpowered dude because he thinks those are 2 separate people. I don't know. It does make sense him coming to the conclusion that it was Jonathan. It's someone Sarah would protect, and also he was there, whereas he has no reason to believe Jordan was there. Also, out of the 2 of them, you'd probably pick Jonathan because he's the athletic one, and that is, I mean, actually no, he knows Jordan was athletic too last season, so you know, fuck it. It was very stressful. I am still very stressed with what he's going to do with this information. If he's on some weird righteous, everyone deserves to know the truth thing, then maybe he'll go telling people. If I was him, I know he said I'll tell you tomorrow. I feel like I would just wait outside the Kent house until he got back and be like, can we talk now? Or is some stuff happening? Obviously, if there hadn't been an emergency going on, Clark would have handled that differently. He would have kept trying to diffuse things. He would have said something. He wouldn't have just revealed himself and left in that way. But we kind of need to arrange an intervention where, like, everyone who knows is just there to, like, calm Kyle down if he goes crazy. I'd like to think Kyle will be cool with it, but he's also Kyle Cushing, so, like, who knows? Now, the kid's going to an underage drinking party. I never love. It happens. In America, they're, like, being super underage. Like, obviously in the UK, the drinking age is 18, so even that they're 16, right? So they're a couple of years too young. But, like, Sarah's only 15, and she's got a, oh no, if she had a quinceañera, maybe she's turned 16 now, I don't know. But, like, she's already got a DUI on her record. That is on her record for life. And she was drink driving. They should be dead. If she didn't know someone who was superpowered, she would be dead right now. Drink driving is so stupid, and running away from the cops and being like, you were at an underage drinking party. What did you think was going to happen? At the same time, I also don't think underage drinking should be, like, demonized. I think there should be a culture where kids feel safe to say, hey mom, I was drinking, can you come pick me up? And they don't get in huge trouble for it. I also think, to an extent, if it wasn't taboo and illegal, kids would be less inclined to do it, because it's not that cool. I don't know. Now, the whole them blowing off Clark, not wanting to spend time with him, is heartbreaking. Jonathan's whole, like, oh, you don't ever spend time with me, like, we can't be around whenever you're free, isn't very fair. He is a teenager, so I'm not holding him to, like, super account for that. I will give him that the party was a chance to see Candace, who he hasn't seen in a month. It's his girlfriend, they're long distance. That is more of a reason to want to do that instead of spending time with his father, who he sees all the time. But I did feel bad for Clark when they were blowing him off. And the whole thing of, like, well, we fit in whenever you do, it is shit. And having any kind of parent with a super demanding job sucks. But when that parent is trying to make an effort, you should be a little bit more like, I'm so sorry, but we have plans. Like, don't blow him off quite as hard. Be like, I'm really, like, we will do it again. I promise, Dad. Like, next time you're free, we'll do something. But in the same way, Clark shouldn't assume they're going to be free just because he has time as well. But it was heartbreaking. It's the kind of thing with your kids grow up. Now, I think if you have a good relationship with your kids, the kind of relationship the Kents have, realistically, as your kids grow up, they're going to become more and more friends with you. You're going to maybe not hang out with them all the time, depends what directions your lives takes, where you move to, etc. But they've got the kind of close bond where they will always be close. You know, I enjoy spending time with my mum. I also enjoy spending time with my friends. But, like, we get on, we talk about things, and it's more like, there are some of my friends who they love their mums and they have a brilliant relationship, and I'm not trying to say they don't, but they kind of only spend family time with their mums, and that's totally fine. That's what happens sometimes. But I feel like they probably will have a good relationship. I don't know. So yeah, so some things were said. Jordan was a little brat. Things were said. And parents have a right to be mad if you're underage drinking at a party where God knows what could happen. Especially if you lied about where you were going and you turned down, like, Clark kind of right to be upset. I feel like every time Jordan saves someone, he wants people to throw him a parade. Bless him, like, he's doing brilliant, and, like, he saved Sarah, an annoying 30-year-old man's life. So, like, yes, he does deserve a well done, quick thinking, good job. But at the same time, he was drinking at a party, like, and lying about it at 16. Parents are gonna be a little bit upset about that. Trying to think of things before I get back to the... Sarah obviously has a DUI, her parents are in trouble. It could ruin Lana's chances of going above and beyond in the political sphere. Now, it's a bit, again, coincidence bucket that Sarah got into her little DUI scenario the day the governor was visiting, but we'll pop the coincidence bucket back down. To be honest, you can't control your kids 24/7. It's a recent divorce, so even that you might think a teenager acting out not long after parents got divorced. Tick, that's expected. So I hope the governor doesn't drop Lana as a serious person that she wants to promote or do whatever she was going to do. I didn't necessarily think Lana would have any interest in further politicking. I suppose she's enjoyed it while she's been mayor. I thought her becoming mayor was more about helping the community that she loves. If she were to become like a congresswoman or whatever, I suppose she could help Smallville by helping the... But, you know, it didn't seem like something she'd want to do, but I don't know. Chrissy is still utterly useless because she needed to tell them about Kyle. Ugh. Sorry, she irritates me so much. She's fine. I just feel like the number of things she's done that have been not helpful are higher than the number of things she's done that have been helpful. So, Pia and Mannheim really annoy me, and like I do enjoy that they've tried to humanize them. They've tried to make them be people who are, you can sort of relate to certain aspects of their lives even when they're going around murdering people. But I also feel like they have this attitude of, well, we love each other and we love our community, therefore you should let us go and forgive everything we've done that's bad. You've murdered a lot of people. And like, even that kind of, I think we could have been friends in another life. In a life where you weren't a murderer, probably murderer. I don't blame Mateo because he is a child. He is 16-ish. I do not think at his age, when you're going through the fear of losing your mum and your dad's like, you're going to go and say goodbye to your dying mother, or you could give her this thing and it will save her life. Of course he's going to give it to her. Like, I don't blame him. What I will blame him for more, even at his age, is the further his parents go, the more he learns and the longer he stays with them. You know, if in the next episode they're like, right, so we've got to go murder some people to make sure we're safe, and he's like, yeah, cool, can I come? I will be like, fuck you. If he is like, what? No, but can't we just be safe? Like, mum's alive, let's celebrate it. I don't know, if he's kind of the sweet kid he seemed to be, I will be on board with him. I will tolerate him wavering, him not being sure, because it's his parents. Parents fuck you up, and like, bad parents, I mean, fuck you up. So like, I will give him wavering, but I am worried about this kid, about the direction his parents are taking him. That moment with Pia and Lois, when she was going to tell her everything, which I know she was like, for my son, I want to tell him my side of the story. I guess she was going to tell things that didn't incriminate Mannheim in any way that could get him in trouble. I don't know. Pia and Lois have a very interesting connection, because obviously they only know each other because she was put there to spy on Lois. Pia is now free. I have to believe, in the long run, this thing is going to have side effects. It is going to either kill her, make her lose herself. It's going to do something terrible, because it's just what always happens. Maybe Mannheim has come up with a cure for cancer and all other diseases. That would be great. You know, an evil murdering man would actually do some good in the world. That would be nice. Realistically, she is probably going to suffer as a result of it, but it was in a way, I guess, for her, like, Mateo's sake, it will give them more time. I don't know. This was a very stressful episode in a lot of ways. Kyle finding out was just like, I need to know what happens next immediately. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. Thank you so much for watching.